G'day everyone, Michael back again with another review. This time I am checking out The Baby, released on Blu-ray from Arrow Video. What The Baby is about, if you haven't seen it before. A social worker named Anne Gentry, who is played by Anne Jeanette Comer. She is taking on the case of a woman whose son is, I would assume he's probably 21 years old, but he still acts like a baby. He still sleeps in a crib. He still wears like diapers, cries, whatever. So she's taken special interest in this case, and she's investigating it, and she's trying to help out the mother. The mother is played by Ruth Roman, Strangers on Train. She and her two daughters, who are very attractive looking daughters, really kind of set the mood that this is not going to be a straightforward kind of drama film. It's obviously going to be some sort of thriller because they put off this weird vibe right from the get-go. The previous social worker that went to the house disappeared. As she was starting to get a little more attached to the son and finding out different things that were happening, she disappeared. So you already know right away that this family is not normal. So they're not normal. But Anne Gentry, she still fights to work with the child, or grown up, I guess, the man. And she thinks that what's happening is that he's actually just has a mental disability, and he is a product of his environment. So the house that he's living in, he's being repressed. They're telling him, no, you can't walk. No, you this, you can't grow up, blah, blah, blah. And you do kind of see that, yes, they are kind of torturing him. One of the daughters is torturing him. One of the other daughters is kind of doing some weird stuff I won't get into. And the mother herself is just like, oh, I love my baby. You're never going to grow up. You're never going to leave. This is perfect. So it's obviously, yes, it is a product of the environment he's in. But there's a little bit more to it than just that. There's also, I don't want to ruin it because, like, obviously you want to watch this movie without any spoilers. But what I do want to tell you is that this movie is absolutely amazing when it comes to the ending. Like, there is some stuff that happens. I won't spoil it, but I was just like I was thrown back by what happens. And I was like, wow, this, like, it made me think about the film long after the credits rolled. I was like, wow, this is very thought-provoking. That's what I loved about it. So yeah, it's a bizarre film, but there's some cool stuff that happens in it. I just don't want to spoil it. It is directed by Ted Post, who did Beneath the Planet of the Apes, Magnum Force. He's worked with, dear God, I just like drew a blank. Clint Eastwood. He's worked with Clint Eastwood before. Mariana Hill is one of the daughters. She was in The Godfather Part 2. Godfather Part 2. Arrow says that the baby is a twisted psychedelic nightmare of suburban depravity. Wow, that is way more artsy-fartsy than I would have described it. So like when I went in seeing the film based on the cover, I was like, oh God, is this going to be like, what's that Scream Factory movie that was put out a while ago with the, like, they lived in the desert. Oh, what's his name? David Carradine, I think, was in it. I think it was David Carradine was in it, and there was like some mutant baby or something. Oh man, that was a movie that I was not very interested in. I watched it. I reviewed it on Mind of Tatlock, but it was not what I wanted. So I was really surprised with The Baby because there is a lot. Like I said, it is actually a thought-provoking film. Yeah, it was released in 1973, so there's definitely some kind of 70s vibe going on. There's like a psychedelic birthday party with like 70s music and everyone's drinking and smoking. This is supposed to be a birthday party for the baby. Anyway, weird movie. Definitely recommend it. As for the Arrow Video Blu-ray, transfer is just all it says here is that it's a high definition Blu-ray presentation. It offers two formats, 178.1 and 137.1. Honestly, I watched it at 178.1. I prefer the kind of open format. But I'm not, I should have done my due diligence and watched, at least checked out the 137.1, but I assume it's fine. Original uncompressed PCM mono audio. As for the video transfer, it's mostly pretty much perfect, except for a few occasional times where the kind of scene brightens a little bit, or there's a little bit of degradation, but nothing that takes you out of the film. Original English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing. A brand new audio commentary by Travis Crawford. I don't know who Travis Crawford is. I assume Travis Crawford may be related to the film editor Bob Crawford, maybe. Obviously, I did not watch the commentary or listen to the commentary. A Family Affair, which was a brand new interview with actor Marina Hill. Not super long, but, pretty informative. Talks about how the person who played Baby, which was David Mooney, talked about how he really got into the role, how he studied like children with like mental disabilities, stuff like that, and he really was like into the role, and it shows. And it also talks about I don't know if it was Marina Hill that it talked about it. Might have been that other girl, but which I'll mention later, who talked about. He originally made all the baby sounds in the film, but then they went in and dubbed it over with actual baby sounds. What I heard was that the original film audio was lost. They actually had to go back and dub in all that. I don't know if that's true or not. That's more of an IMDb trivia kind of thing. So, what do we got here? Nursery Crimes, brand new interview with nursery painting curator Stanley Director. You see some paintings in the baby's room. He just kind of talks about, like his inspiration for the paintings and kind of working on the movie. Down Will Come Baby, a new retrospective with film professor Rebecca McKendry. Rebecca McKendry, you might know from Fangoria, Shockwave's podcast. Basically, she just tells you the entire plot of the film and then just kind of repeats herself a few times. Tales from the Crib is an archival audio interview with director Ted Post, so it's an older post, I believe, several films. And it's a little hard to hear, actually, some of the dialogue. Baby Talk was the archival audio interview with star David Mooney. You have a theatrical trailer, which kind of spoils a lot of the film, but it was actually pretty interesting to watch. And then you have a reversible sleeve, which I will be showing you over while I'm talking. And then you also have, which I will take out of here, you have a couple things. You have a card. Blurry. Then it just has an advertisement. I don't think there's any. Let's see if there's any new films on here. No, I'm not seeing anything that's jumping out for like. Sometimes they'll throw in a little surprise release that you didn't know about. Fish Called Wanda. Okay. I thought a fish called. No, was that Arrow? I thought that was Scream for some reason. Yeah, nothing that stands out. And then you have the booklet, which has contents. There's a couple images from it. There's Baby. Contents is credits, and then A Boy's Best Friend is His Mother, The Baby, the Monstrous Mother, and Sickness Within the American Family by Kate Ellinger. And then you have a little bit about the transfer. Kate Ellinger. It's a couple pages long. There's a lot of images from the movie in here. There's like an essay, and here's some colors. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of blurry because I got a big light on right now. But and let me just read about the transfer. The Baby was remastered in high definition by Ignite Films from the original 35mm film and audio materials. The film was shot in full frame open matte and is presented in both 178.1 and 137.1 aspect ratios with its original mono soundtrack. So it's shot in full frame open matte. Yeah. Okay, blonde with pigtails. My kind of woman. Anyway, so that is The Baby. A very good psychedelic trip. that they say on the back cover. I definitely recommend picking it up. It is definitely a movie I'm going to watch again down the road, and it is a movie I would recommend to a lot of people. If you go by the alternate cover that shows her kind of scantily clad holding a teddy bear and legs coming out of the crib and a baby holding an axe, that is not what the movie's about. That is just basically advertising to get people into the theater, which obviously worked. But yeah, it's not some sex-craved maniac film. There is a little bit of kind of uncomfortableness, but I don't think there was actually any nudity in the film. It's just kind of kind of messes with your head. It's actually a really good film, and it's a really good Blu-ray from Arrow Video. So that is a recommend from Michael. So thanks for watching. I appreciate checking out the video, and I hope you enjoy and come back for my next one down the road. Have a good day.